welcome to the Weekly Huddle podcast, where we now have an intro with Brody humming Sweet Victory from SpongeBob. It's been over 14 days now. Really consistent with that whole not being weekly, but weekly huddle.
It's the monthly huddle.
But the biannual huddle. Free agency just ended, so we're going to talk about some of the bigger contracts we all decided were most important because most contracts are boring.
The large.
You know, I have a large contract. Or is it just because I'm happy to see you?
It's about 6 inches.
No.
6 inches.
No. Okay, so first up, one of the more recent ones, I think second most recent, third most recent, Kenny Galladay, Giants, 4 years, $72 million, 4.65 cap hit this upcoming season, coming off of a season where he only played, like, I think 5 games due to a hip injury. Age 28 in his 4th season. Was franchise tagged, then they rescinded the franchise tag so he can go to the free agency market. How do we feel about this and why?
The Giants are taking the division. Yes. Even with fucking...
Dak?
The Giants are taking the division. Yes, even with Fitz on the football team.
And Dak being healthy?
I'm not worried about Dak at all.
I was going to suggest the Eagles, but I think the Eagles are terrible.
Yeah, the Eagles are the only one that are not going to win it.
Mark my words, the Eagles will be picking number 1 overall next year.
I don't know about number 1 overall.
Jalen Hurts is either going to be terrible or get hurt, and they're going to pick number 1 overall next year.
Good thing they don't have an elite backup.
Do we have some breaking news, Kyle?
Joseph Elite Flacco has signed with the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's
1
not.
year, $3.5 million.
How is he elite?
He always has been.
How?
Oh,
I want statistical evidence.
He won a Super Bowl.
Okay, and?
I mean, so did Trent Dilfer. So did Tyrod Taylor or something.
Yeah, but
Back to you.
Isn't Trent Dilfer actually in the Hall of Fame?
No!
Bro, I swear somebody told me the one day.
Trent Dilfer is in the Hall of...
Bro, I swear.
Trent Dilfer is in the Hall
Bro,
of
I'm
Fame.
telling you, I swear somebody...
You heard it here, folks.
He's
Trent
in the Hall of
Dilfer
Fame.
is
First
now
ballot.
First ballot Hall of Famer. He's probably like 17th ballot at this point. No, he's coaching high school quarterbacks right now. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know.
He was...
In case there was any confusion, no Hall of Fame for him.
Trent Dilfer, not Hall of Fame.
Exactly 0 Hall of Fame.
Trent Dilfer, Hall of Fame, just not in it.
It's going to be a no for me, dog.
I was going to suggest the Giants were going to win when I first heard he signed his contract. But at the same time, Washington's going to be pretty good next year. And then Dallas is going to get Dak back. I don't think they're going to win it. The division is now more competitive, even though it was pretty competitive. It was competitive in the worst way last year.
It was competitively bad.
I think it'll be... I think the division... Another kind of hot take, NFC East won't be the worst division next year.
Who will be?
NFC... I was going to say South, because the NFC South, because the Panthers are still in a rebuild. The Saints are going to be worse. The Falcons are in the first year of head coaching, so they're probably like a semi-rebuild, reload year. The only team that's going to be good coming out of there is the Bucks.
I think the Saints are still going to be good.
I don't know. I think the Panthers will be better than the Saints.
You think the Panthers are going to be better than the Saints?
Yes, this is going to be saved for Hot Take Season 2, but I think the Panthers are going to be better than the Saints.
Okay.
The Saints may or may not finish 4th in the division.
4th in the division, but...
Sticking with the New York Giants, they signed a corner.
Oh, so it's going to skip me out.
Oh, okay. Mr. Trent Dilfer Hall of Fame, Kyle. What's your opinion on the Kenny Galladay signing?
He's going to play 2 seasons there and get cut.
Why?
He's going to play probably half the season in each season. And they're like, nah, we don't want to keep your salary cap cost.
He's a legit number 1 receiver, like a top 10, 15 receiver in this league.
Yes.
And you think he's going to get cut?
If he's saying what I'm about to do, yes.
What I think is actually going to happen is if he's going to be he's going to be healthy this whole season, but he's not going to produce because Danny Dimes is going to fail, and they're going to draft the quarterback next year. Because now the ball is in Daniel Jones' court because they have all the wide. They have Kenny Galladay, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, Pro Bowl tight end Evan Ingram, who couldn't catch a cold, and a half-decent offensive line and a pretty good defense. So if they don't win the division or don't do good this season, if they're not like above 500 in that weak-ass division as if we see it right now, Danny Dimes is out.
Yeah, he's got to be.
So then they also added to the defense Dory Jackson, 3 years, $39 million. That's an average $13 million. The contract details haven't come out yet, so we don't know what the cap hit for this year is. But 25-year-old cornerback hasn't lived up to first round expectations.
I'm telling you,
he's going to be number 2 cornerback next to James Bradbury. So I mean,
they're making too many moves not to win the division. They gotta.
I don't know. I still think Washington's my favorite.
Washington's gonna be second. Don't get me wrong.
All right. Next up, the top 2 linebackers in free agency got re-signed days before tampering period, or even I think Milano was the day of the tampering period. So Lavonte David, 2 years, $25 million. It's really 5 years. I think 5 years, $50 million or something like that. But the last 3 years of the contract are totally voidable, 100%.
It's coming to see a lot of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they're expecting the next year the TV deal is in the upcoming season. Every owner gets $300 in their pocket the second the new league year starts. That's not counting ticket prices, memorabilia, everything. $300 million.
Oh, you said $300. I was like, that doesn't.
Yeah, that
seems like a lot.
Times a little bit,
$1 million.
So Lavonte David's 2 years, $25 million with a $3.36 million cap hit this year. Coming from the linebacker who shut down Travis Kelce in the Super Bowl. That's not bad. What was Kelce's stats in the Super Bowl?
He was too nasty.
But what was his stats in the Super Bowl? Kyle, you look it up.
They weren't. No, but they weren't. I think shutdown's just a little bit of an over-exaggeration. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm just nitpicking at this point.
All right, and I just think that's a really good cap hit for the best linebackers in the league.
Definitely.
Milano, another good coverage.
10 receptions for 133 yards.
Really? Okay,
He just didn't score.
People were talking it up like they freaking blocked his ass down. Okay, and Matt Milano, 4 years, $41.5 million with an $8 million cap hit in 2021, which
is awesome for us.
Yeah, Spot Track or Spot Track. I don't know how to pronounce
Spot Track.
Is it Spot Track?
Yeah.
I've heard it's pronounced different. I've heard it spelled different ways. Pronounced different ways.
You've heard it spelled different ways.
Yes. I see colors. No, I smell colors and see words that people are speaking. LSD is a hell of a drug.
There goes our IAT radio station.
They were predicting that he gets like $15 million in average a year. We got him for less than 11.
I do.
At this point, he wants the ring.
I knew his ass was never getting 15 million.
If it was next offseason, maybe.
Oh yeah. If we would have gotten. I mean, this year he wouldn't have gotten 15 million.
No, but they were talking about this season doing it. I was like, bro, he's not getting 15 million.
No. Dude, we are still like we signed freaking. I told you we were going to sign Isaiah McKenzie back.
Yeah, I know we did. I know.
Which I don't know where they're pulling this money out of, but it's got to be out of somebody's pocket.
His is probably like a vet's minimum.
No, it's 1.5.
So basic, $400,000 more than a vet's minimum.
No, but what I'm saying is, I didn't think we had $1.5 million to give.
We restructured Murray Edison last week.
Yeah, we did. We saved that money. All the owners have Swiss bank accounts, offshore bank accounts.
Especially Pagula, he's pulling from the Penn State fund, bro. And from the Sabres money.
They don't need it.
They don't need it.
Okay, so this is going to kick off our little Patriots ramp, and not players going to the Patriots. We're going to start off with Joe Tooney going to the Chiefs. 5 years, $80 million. Only $4.5 million cap hit this year. They lost both tackles. Did they re-sign Mitchell Schwartz? Did I read that right? Did I hear that somewhere?
No, they did not.
No.
Okay, so they didn't. Well, anyway, they have...
Good luck. You got to block 5 guys by yourself because they don't have an offensive line anymore.
Well, they're getting Darnay Turniff back.
Duvernay Tardif.
Yeah, Duvernay Tardif. But they're getting him back, which is the starting guard.
Before the Lord.
That's what happens when you pay.
They're getting one of their guards, their tackles back.
Yeah.
The rookie who opted out, right?
Lucas Niang, TCU right tackle. Yeah, he opted out this season.
That's what happens when you pay freaking 2 guys $600 million in 1 year.
Yeah, plus Travis Kelce's contract. Plus they got Frank Clark.
Yeah,
they have a
significant restructure because he's not worth that money.
Yeah. So all they really need to find is a left tackle, which in this draft class there's a lot of left tackles. I definitely like them taking like someone like Liam Eichenberg. Sticking with Patriots, they signed a bunch of big time free agents, which we added just the 3 worst contracts because I don't like them. Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, and Nelson Aguilar. Hunter Henry was 3 years, $37.5 million.
Oh, yeah.
$6.875 million cap hit this year.
Signing all these weapons for a quarterback to throw right at their feet.
Jonnu Smith.
In the arms of Cam Newton.
You're very musical today.
Thank you.
Jonnu Smith, 4 years, $50 million, 5.7 cap hit this year. Nelson Aguilar, 2 years, $22 million, $7 million cap hit this year. Hey, I want you to guess how many Pro Bowls all three of these guys have together, combined.
Carry the one. 3x equals. This slope of the line.
The derivative of x squared.
The line's going down, like my life.
Like my wife.
That's y equals m. It's supposed to be Pythagorean theorem. I'm gonna throw that in there. Mr. P. Sound effects are optional. Mr. P. If you're watching, miss you. Exactly -5 according to my calculations.
Slightly off, 0. Close enough. I'm glad we went to that time to get to that.
I was gonna take a guess of 1.
No, 0.
And I was gonna say John would have had it.
No, the only one I think might have had one was Nelson, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
I was saying
I know for a fact
his ass
Jonnu.
definitely doesn't have one. He drops too many balls.
I know for a fact Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry have 0 combined.
You're gonna tell me Nelson occasional hands Aguilar drops too many balls?
Yes.
So they overpaid 3 people to be offensive weapons.
For a quarterback who can't throw.
They filled positional needs by grossly overpaying when they didn't have to. Because no one was going to pay these guys as much. You could argue they were, but no one else, reports or anything that come out that anyone was even near these numbers. It was like when the Jags paid Nick Foles $100 million plus when no one else was paying him that much. They were bidding themselves up.
So, like, the Patriots during this offseason are like that uncle that you play Monopoly with, but he keeps Monopoly money in his pocket. So, like, every time he goes bankrupt, he's got more in his pocket. So, like, oh, yeah, here, have some money.
Like, look, you're going to pay Nelson Aguilar $22 million over 2 years when there was Juju Smith-Schuster still in the market. Corey Davis in the market.
Yeah, but Juju didn't want to go anywhere but Pittsburgh. Because he turned down offers, and not even small offers.
Yeah,
he turned down offers from the Ravens and KC. So, if he wasn't going to go there, he really wasn't going to go to the Pats.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying Juju specifically. I'm just saying there were better receivers on the market.
Yeah,
and they chose
Juju,
to overpay.
John Brown, Kenny Galladay.
They chose to overpay Nelson Occasional Hands Aguilar because he had one good season as a Gruden grinder. Speaking of which, we're not going to talk about them because they're the stupidest. It's so stupid. I just made up a word. It was they released / traded their 2 best offensive linemen, 3 best offensive linemen.
I don't know why you're surprised.
Then they signed a running back.
I don't know why you're surprised. I mean, Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack.
I just feel bad for Derek Carr.
Poor Derek Carr. Uncle, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
They're not related.
We are. We're related.
But yeah. Anyway, that was
like how Kyle's related to Chandler Jones.
But that's his first.
You heard me.
Okay.
I'm like Tyson Jr.
How do you feel about these New England Patriots? How do you feel about the New England Patriots offseason as a whole? Give me a letter grade here, Professor Chandler Jr.
B-. Second in the division, gonna happen.
No.
Over the Dolphins?
Yes.
No.
For the simple fact
No.
that Tua will break his hip again.
No.
You predicted this last year, and he didn't break.
No.
Yeah, but now he's playing a full season this year. He had Ryan to fix
and they're gonna be adding more offensive linemen to help him.
Wrong. You're not just wrong. You're stupid. The Dolphins are gonna be number 2. It doesn't matter. The Patriots are horrible. They're a horrible team. They shouldn't even be in the NFL anymore.
$100.
They're just not.
That Belichick finished second in the division.
$100. You heard it here, folks. Jesus.
I'm gonna make a small profit of $100 on this bet. It is gonna go directly into my gas tank.
Okay then.
But if I had to grade any of them, yeah, I would say what you said with like the money thing. None of them deserved that, but I could see John is pulling like a $100 contract. He definitely didn't deserve $450 though.
I agree. It's like a B- just because they filled holes in that. I mean,
they did great. They signed great, like what they needed.
Right.
It was just they just had a lot of spare money.
This contract I put on here just because I think it was the biggest steal of free agency outside of like maybe Matt Milano, and I think it's because this reason and then the Troy Hill contract is the reason I think the Browns won free agency.
Yeah. You think the Browns?
I think the Browns won free agency.
Elaborate.
So John Johnson safety out of the Rams for 3 years, $33.75 million, $5.25 million cap hit this year.
Okay.
That's an average of a little over $11 million for the whole contract. He was the play caller on the Rams' defense last year.
Oh yeah.
And they were the number one defense in the league. The Browns had the worst graded safeties in the entire league, so they upgraded there. They're getting Grant Delpit back from injury. They're getting Greedy Williams back from injury, who's a corner. They just signed the other Rams corner, who went from a slot cornerback to a breakout star cornerback on the outside for them. So their biggest problem last year, the reason they lost the Chiefs, was their secondary, and they just added two of the best pieces of the secondary of the Rams, like obviously Jalen Ramsey, but they added two of the best playmakers on that Rams defense who finished number one in the league last year, and the guy who called the plays on the defense for them.
So,
time out. If you keep making fucking noises, I'm gonna shove a water bottle up your urethra. Continue.
And jerk off to that.
Now continue.
So you think that they had a better offseason than we did?
Yeah, we retained all of our guys, and I was very happy with that. But Cleveland actively got better.
I think we actively got better as well.
Well, I think what I'm saying is you can't say we gotten better by it because we didn't add new maybe Emmanuel Sanders
and
retaining guys.
The new punter.
Yeah, new punter.
The new backup quarterback.
Yes, but all those moves together, I don't think add up to adding two dynamic pieces in your secondary, which was your weakest part of your team.
I understand that, but I just think you're looking at it. I guess. I'm also
trying not to be too biased.
I see where you're coming from because they had a lower floor and we had, they had more to do. We really just had to retain our team. Yeah. Okay, I can see it.
Yep. Okay, and then next is a former Steeler, your second favorite team, right?
Correct.
Bud Dupree coming off an ACL tear to the Tennessee Titans, 5 years, $82.5 million, 5.125, 2021 cap hit roughly. I think this is one of the most impactful signings because now that eliminates. So every mock draft you ever saw was that the Titans needed to get a pass rusher opposite Harold Landry. So every mock draft it was like whoever the best pass rusher is available at 21, just give it to them. Don't even worry about it; they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Now they're putting all their eggs in this basket. Arguably an overpay for someone coming off a major injury who only produced when T.J. Watt showed up. The years before that, he didn't produce. The 2 years T.J. Watt did show up, he doubled his sack production. Coming off a big-time injury.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how it works when you have a stud on the other side of you. I mean, I see what you're coming from, but that's how it works when you have a stud on the other side of you. You're obviously going to be bumped up.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, that's just arguing. I'm just saying that this is the biggest impact because now the Titans have filled their biggest need. So now they can focus other areas of defense. Most of their secondary, where they released 3 or 4 starters to make room to get Bud Dupree.
Dude, just a little side note: the Steelers are gonna hit a massive decline this year.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing last year, and then they went 11-0.
But then they hit a massive decline.
Then they hit a massive decline.
This time it'll happen at the beginning of the season.
I think so.
They brought back Big Ben. They brought back an aging Big Ben. They let go of Steven Nelson, who was a really great nickel corner. They lost Bud Dupree. They're hoping Tim Hightower makes up for it. They lost their center. They lost their left tackle. They lost their running back.
Mike Hilton.
They lost. Mike Hilton isn't more important than Steven Nelson. But speaking of corners, Kyle Fuller got released by the Bears to make room for, I think, Allen Robinson's contract. I think they're assuming to get that going. And also Andy Dalton, who they signed.
Which that was...
Kyle Fuller, arguably top 10.
What did I say 2 weeks ago? The Bears just need to not have a quarterback. They need to run Wildcat.
Cone?
Yes. They need Keyshawn Beal to... Oh my God. The Bears need to just stop. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, Kyle Fuller released to make room for money. I don't know what specifically. They needed the monies. And arguably top 10 cornerback signs with the Broncos, 1 year, $9.5 million, reunites with his old defensive coordinator and Vic Fangio. They also signed Ronald Darby. So now they are filling up their holes in corner, which was the popular pick for them at 9th overall. So now they can go different places. And now they can finally see, with everyone being healthy, if Drew Lock is indeed the answer, which he is. And if he doesn't perform this year, then I will agree to move on from him. And only then. Yes.
I have a folding table in my garage with your name on it.
Yeah, we gotta do that soon. But I will take it to court. I will be like the 13 women now taking Deshaun Watson to court. I will take it to court. Yes.
You went there.
Yeah.
He went there.
Yeah, there was a couple more. I think it's like, no, is it 22 women now? There's a lot of women.
I don't think it's 22. I don't think it's that high.
Well, I know was his lawyer said that they have evidence to prove that one case is like a flat out lie, and they're gonna use that to discredit all the other cases.
The other 21.
But I feel like at this point, once you break 10, this is a pattern. There's not like, okay, we're gonna a gaggle of women from the Houston, Texas area are gonna be like, okay, we're gonna meet up.
I think there's exactly 3 types of women that are accusing him. Ones that are in the right in that it happened, ones that want money, and ones that are hired by the Texans to decrease his
trade value,
his trade value, or his signing value, so he can't go anywhere else.
Oh God, it's brilliant. But honestly, leave that there because I have no idea what the hell is going on with that. Any closing remarks, boys?
The next video you see on my life, I promise you, will be Owen's court case trying to make his plea that Drew Lock still had a better season than Patrick Mahomes.
I think I can do it.
So stay tuned for that.
And the executioner will be shutting the next case down.
I get to be the executioner.
Number nine pick in the draft, going quarterback. Denver's gonna happen.
They're not going. Okay.
It's gonna happen.
I get to play judge, jury, and executioner.
We're gonna end on that. Oh my God.
Judge, jury, and executioner.
That's a real sword. He has like a shelf of weaponry in the corner of this room. This isn't the biggest sword he has, or the sharpest thing he has. He's a cane. He's a pimp cane that has a knife in it.